Cade Cunningham is already a top 10 player in the league. The ones that's ahead of him, they see him coming right now. And when I think about Cade, he's giving me Luka Doncic, LeBron James vibes, right? That perimeter player that's 6'8", strong, physical,
right,
could score at all levels and then make guys around him better, coach.
Nobody, and I mean nobody, saw this coming. The Detroit Pistons were supposed to be that young, scrappy team that maybe sneaks into the playoffs, maybe takes a few games off a top seed just for fun.
Cade stops topside, fires for three, and it's through. Count that, baby, and a foul.
At best, people thought they'd be a minor headache for contenders, not a full-blown nightmare. They'd finally made the playoffs after years of misery, even pushed the Knicks harder than anyone thought possible. But what's happening now? It's wild. 13 straight wins, sitting at number 1 in the East. Not promising, not developing, just flat out better than everyone they've faced so far. The Pistons have blown every preseason prediction to pieces, flipping the entire Eastern Conference upside down in real time. Let's get into it, because this isn't just some Cinderella story. This is a full-on resurrection. The Detroit Pistons, a franchise dripping with history and pride, 3 championships deep, came into the 2024 to 2025 season as the league's laughingstock. They'd just wrapped up a horrific 14-68 season, suffered a humiliating 28-game losing streak, and looked completely stuck in NBA purgatory. It was rock bottom. No light, no hope, no pulse. But then, out of nowhere, the unthinkable happened. The Pistons stunned the entire league. They finished 44-38, a jump so massive it made NBA history. They became the first team ever to triple their win total from a full season. 14 wins to 44, that's not a leap, that's a revolution. From being a running joke to playing meaningful basketball deep into April, this team flipped the script in one season. The Motor City was alive again, and the buzz was real. Still, people tried to stay realistic. Sure, Detroit had been a feel-good story, but most thought the climb was just starting. Coming into the 2025-26 season, analysts expected a step back, not forward, especially after losing key veterans like Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Dennis Schroeder, guys who had been crucial to that turnaround. The consensus was, cool story, but they're not ready yet. Predictions hovered around 45 wins, respectable, steady, but nothing wild. Then the season tipped off, and reality slapped everyone in the face. A quarter into the season, boom, Detroit sits at the top of the East, riding a 13-game winning streak, the longest in franchise history. 20 wins, 5 losses. This isn't luck, it's domination. November win streaks can come and go, but this is real. And the craziest part, they've done all this while banged up. 10 different players have hit the injury report, including franchise cornerstone Cade Cunningham. And somehow they just keep winning. Every time someone goes down, another steps up like it's destiny. That's not luck, that's culture. They're not even shooting the ball that well yet. Imagine that. The best version of this squad hasn't even shown up, and they're already making elite teams look ordinary. As it stands, Detroit's 20-5, leading the East by 2.5 games over the Knicks and 5 over the Celtics. The same Celtics who were supposed to own the conference. This isn't a fluke. This is a statement. The same group that once folded late in games now thrives under pressure. The same faces that used to crumble in crunch time are now the ones closing the door on teams that once embarrassed them. Every night feels like another chapter in a comeback story nobody saw coming.
Mr. Fourth Quarter.
Cunningham.
Oh, they got him.
Over to Robinson for 3.
Yeah, sure, it's still early. But 25 games in, this isn't some hot streak. This is a declaration. Detroit basketball is officially back, and it's making noise across the league. And speaking of Detroit basketball being back, it's time to break down the 2 franchise pillars driving this unbelievable rise. Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren, the heartbeat of the new Detroit Pistons. Their chemistry and their insane growth have completely flipped this franchise from forgotten to feared. Cade's not just having a breakout year. He's living in MVP conversations, and nobody's arguing he doesn't belong there. He's stuffing the stat sheet like a superstar. 27 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds a game. Those are video game numbers. He's carrying Detroit's offense with poise, power, and a level of control you rarely see in a player his age. But what makes it even wilder is that he's dominating both ends of the floor. A career-high 1.5 steals per game, a 33% usage rate, 6th highest in the entire league, and still keeping the whole team flowing smoothly. That's not just impressive, that's elite. This was supposed to be the year someone else took some weight off Cade's shoulders, but nah, he said, "I got this." And the craziest part, it's working. Cade isn't just a scorer, he's a commander. He defends, rebounds, creates turnovers, runs the floor, and dictates tempo like a chess master. Offensively, he's both one of the league's best shot makers and one of its top 5 playmakers. Put all that together, and it's no shock he's sitting comfortably in the top 5 on the MVP ladder. But what's most underrated about Cade this season? What he does when it matters most. When the pressure hits, when the game's on the line, Cade turns into a cold-blooded closer. In clutch time, he's been the best player in the league. His ability to manipulate defenses, slow down the game, and hit the right pass or bucket under pressure is straight-up art. Detroit isn't blowing teams out, they're grinding, surviving, and winning those nail-biters, and Cade's fingerprints are all over it. Get this, only Giannis scores more fourth-quarter points than Cade's 9.5 per game, and when it comes to clutch scoring, he's right behind Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 5.3 points per clutch game. That's elite company, and it's no coincidence the Pistons are 12-4 in those down-to-the-wire situations. The only real blemish, his three-point shooting, yeah, it's rough right now. Just 30% from deep on a career-high 6.2 attempts per game. That's bottom 5% in the league, no sugarcoating it. Whether it's pull-ups, catch-and-shoots, or wide-open looks, the shots just aren't dropping. Even during a recent 10-game tear where he averaged nearly 30 a night, he was only hitting 27% from 3. But here's the scary truth. He's still dominating. Imagine when those shots finally start falling. Defenses will have no clue how to guard him. The extra space, the added pressure, it'll blow the game wide open. Cade Cunningham has been phenomenal this season, and the fact that there's still room for growth, that's straight up terrifying for the rest of the league. And speaking of terrifying, Jalen Duren's breakout is the league's quiet nightmare. He's always been a beast physically, but now he's mastered his power and turned into a full-on wrecking ball. Through 22 games, he's putting up career highs across the board. 18.6 points, 11.3 rebounds, 1.8 assists, and 1 block per game, all while shooting a ridiculous 65% from the field and 75% from the line. And he's doing all this in just 29 minutes per game. Duren's not trying to be flashy. He's efficient, lethal, and knows exactly who he is. He lives off pick and rolls, bullies defenders for putbacks, and catches monster lobs that shake the rim. When he rolls to the basket, defenders scatter. That's gravity you can't teach. But this year, he's added new wrinkles. He's taking slower bigs off the dribble, mixing in smooth mid-range shots, and punishing anyone who underestimates him. A lot of that comes from the off-season grind. He spent 2 full weeks training one-on-one with coach J.B. Bickerstaff, building not just skill, but trust and understanding. And man, it shows. Defensively, Duren's transformation might be the biggest story. He's turning into the anchor Detroit's been dreaming about. He's quicker on rotations, smarter in pick-and-roll coverage, and finally putting it all together. That was the one question mark around his game, but now, paired with Isaiah Stewart, they're locking down the paint and helping Detroit become a top 5 defense in the league. He's not just Cade's lob partner anymore. He's a weapon, a two-way problem every team has to scheme around. And let's not forget, the dude's only 22 years old. His prime isn't even here yet, and he's already playing like a veteran enforcer. But what makes this Detroit squad truly dangerous isn't just Cade's brilliance or Duren's dominance, it's their connection. These two feed off each other's energy like they've been doing it for a decade, and that bond has become the soul of this Pistons revival. Their bond didn't just happen overnight. Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren built it brick by brick. Their synergy has become the pulse of Detroit's comeback, and it started far away from the spotlight, off the court, in the wild. Last summer, Cade decided to take things old school and organized a private, off-the-grid training week in the Colorado mountains. No fancy gyms, no trainers, no social media, just grit and growth. Duren was right there beside him, living in small cabins with barely any modern comfort, waking up at sunrise to train, hike, fish, and push their limits together. That trip wasn't just about basketball, it was about mindset, discipline, and trust. Then, instead of going home, the duo hopped on a plane to Rome, 2 weeks in Italy, exploring the city, soaking up the culture, and sharpening their games side by side. That bond forged overseas is now showing up in every single game, every pick and roll, every lob, every look. They just know where the other one's gonna be. Coach J.B. Bickerstaff saw that chemistry early and built Detroit's entire offensive identity around it. The results? Straight fire. Cade has racked up 183 points as the ball handler in pick and rolls, only behind Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Donovan Mitchell. And Duren, he's got 68 points as the roll man, putting him in elite company with Nikola Vucevic, DeAndre Ayton, and even tied with three-time MVP Nikola Jokic. That's insane. Their connection doesn't stop at buckets either. It runs through the passing lanes too. Cade has 41 assists to Duren this season, more than he's given to any other teammate. And get this, he's returned the favor with 9 assists back to Cade, also more than he's given to anyone else. Their two-man net rating of plus 14.3 is the highest among all Detroit duos, with at least 400 shared minutes on the court. Those numbers don't lie. They're turning Detroit's half-court offense into a well-oiled machine. Together, they're shaping what might become the best big and guard combo in the entire league. Both are on pace for career years, still have room to grow, and most importantly, they've built a connection built on loyalty, work, and shared hunger. That's the kind of chemistry that turns good teams into contenders. But make no mistake, this Pistons surge isn't just about Cade and Duren. Detroit's revival runs deeper. Players like Isaiah Stewart and Duncan Robinson are just as critical, and they're proving that modern basketball still rewards defense, grit, and smarts. Isaiah Stewart is the muscle, the enforcer, the reminder that defense still matters. In a league where everybody's obsessed with offense, he's showing that locking up opponents is still cool. Stewart brings the exact versatility that every top-tier team needs, protecting the rim while still being able to step out and challenge shooters from deep. This season, he's averaging 2 blocks per game, up from 1.4 last year, tied for second in the entire NBA behind Jay Huff's 2.5. That's elite territory. And here's the kicker. Stewart also leads the league in opponent field goal percentage at the rim. Anyone brave or dumb enough to test him there usually walks away with nothing but frustration. His timing, wingspan, and brute strength have turned him into a defensive nightmare. Detroit's defense, now ranked top 5 in the league, runs through him, and he's not just a brick wall, he's expanding his offensive game too. Stewart's averaging 10.4 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 blocks, shooting 53% from the field and a crazy improved 41% from 3. That stretch shooting gives Detroit real flexibility. It lets him fit next to Duren without crowding the paint. If he stays healthy, Stewart deserves every bit of buzz he's getting for Defensive Player of the Year. His impact is massive, and honestly, he's the kind of glue guy championship teams are built on. Now, on the opposite end of the court, the Pistons' silent weapon, Duncan Robinson. When Detroit traded for him this offseason, a lot of critics rolled their eyes. That $17 million contract, people thought it was a waste. But through 23 games, Robinson's been worth every penny. He's the one guy opponents fear from deep. The moment he steps beyond the arc, defenders panic. His shooting stretches the floor like crazy, forcing defenses to collapse and opening driving lanes for Cade, Duren, and everyone else. Robinson's averaging 12.5 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists, shooting 44% from the field and a scorching 40.5% from 3 on 7.5 attempts per game. He's hitting 3.1 threes a night, leading the team, even more than Cade's 1.9 makes per game. That spacing completely transforms Detroit's offense. But the real beauty of Robinson's game isn't just in the shots he makes. It's the chaos he causes without the ball. He's constantly moving, dragging defenders out of position, creating space, and making life easier for his teammates. He's like a one-man gravitational pull for defenders. Whether he's starting or filling in when others are out, Robinson's presence reshapes how teams have to guard Detroit. And that's why the Pistons' offense hums with rhythm and flow right now, because everyone's playing their role perfectly. This team's success isn't built on luck. It's built on chemistry, connection, and players who've all leveled up at the same time. And it all started with 2 young stars, Cade and Duren, who believed in the grind before anyone else did. Duncan Robinson's off-ball magic completely transforms Detroit's lineups. His movement and gravity make everyone around him better. He's not just a shooter, he's an entire offensive system by himself. Defenders can't take a breath when he's on the floor, and that constant motion creates chaos that fuels this whole Pistons squad. Robinson turned out to be way more valuable than anyone expected, and his presence has elevated every player on the roster. But let's be real. What makes this Detroit team truly special runs way deeper than shooting. This isn't just about highlight plays or flashy numbers. It's about grit, defense, and attitude. In today's NBA, All the love goes to high-flying dunks and logo threes. But Detroit? They're proving that defense still wins games and championships. This team is built differently. The Pistons rank 4th in the league in defensive rating and 6th in points allowed. Every night, they swarm like a pack of wolves, locked in, aggressive, and fearless. The stats back it up, but the eye test says it all. This team plays hungry. Coach J.B. Bickerstaff has wired them to buy in completely. No shortcuts, no laziness, no ego. Just pure effort and trust in the system. Detroit's roster is stacked with scrappy young defenders who've bought into the mission. Jalen Duren and Isaiah Stewart protect the paint like bodyguards, while Cade Cunningham, Ron Holland II, and the freakishly athletic Ozzer Thompson create mayhem on the perimeter. They're not just guarding players, they're disrupting offenses. And then there's the other side of their identity: clutch dominance. The Pistons are 12-4 in games that come down to the final minutes, holding opponents to a ridiculous 33.7% shooting in those clutch stretches or overtimes. That's number 1 in the entire league. Most young squads crumble under that kind of pressure, but Detroit, they live for it. When things get tight, they lock in even harder. Inside, they're bullies in the best way possible. First in points in the paint, second in total rebounds, and second in offensive rebound percentage, just behind Houston. This isn't finesse basketball. This is relentless basketball. Every loose ball, every rebound, every scrap, Detroit is diving, fighting, and clawing for it. That's their DNA, and a lot of that fire starts at the top, with Coach Bickerstaff's effect. When he took over, the franchise was drowning in confusion and disappointment. He came in with a no-nonsense, hard-nosed style that immediately reshaped the culture. He didn't just teach X's and O's. He brought accountability. Players know if they don't defend, hustle, or communicate, they're sitting down. Simple as that. Since Bickerstaff's arrival, Detroit's intensity has skyrocketed. Every player, every rotation, every possession matters. Doesn't matter who's in uniform, stars or bench guys, everyone plays with the same urgency. Last year, Bickerstaff finished second in Coach of the Year voting, just behind Kenny Atkinson. But this year, he's not just in the running, he might win it. Think about it. Nobody expected the Pistons to even sniff the top of the East, especially with all the injuries, growing pains, and youth on this roster. Yet here they are, sitting among the elites. That's coaching brilliance. If they keep this pace up, Bickerstaff could very well bring home that Coach of the Year trophy. Now let's not act like everything in Detroit is perfect. The Pistons still have some cracks to fix, starting with three-point shooting. They're just 19th in three-point percentage and 28th in total attempts. That's a problem, especially with Cade's inconsistent shooting and Robinson being the only reliable sniper. When Duncan sits, you can feel it. The spacing tightens, and the offense slows. If Detroit really wants to make noise in the playoffs, this has to improve fast. Another issue? Cade's workload. The man's carrying a mountain every night, running the offense, guarding top players, leading in clutch moments. And the backups haven't been consistent enough to take real pressure off him. If that continues all season, fatigue could become a problem. The Pistons need more balance before the grind catches up to their young star. Still, there's way more reason for excitement than concern. Even with their shooting woes, they're finding ways to win. Once the roster gets fully healthy and the rotations settle, the offense could explode to another level entirely. You can already see it brewing. When everyone's in rhythm, healthy, and comfortable in their roles, this team's ceiling shoots straight through the roof. A 50-plus win season and first-round home court advantage aren't just dreams anymore. They're right there for the taking. And if some internal options don't pan out, Detroit has the flexibility and trade assets to make moves before the deadline. The foundation is solid, the chemistry is real, and the belief is spreading. All that's left is for everything to click. And when it does, the rest of the league better be ready, because Detroit basketball is officially back with a vengeance. We all thought the Pistons would be fun, maybe a competitive young squad that gave the top teams a scare here and there. But what they've become, a straight-up certified contender. This ain't the same old Detroit Pistons. This is a team with real bite, real toughness, and real championship DNA. They're not sneaking up on anyone anymore. They're running through whoever stands in their way. If you're still sleeping on Detroit, you might have already missed the wake-up call. The Motor City is buzzing, the squad's locked in, and they're gunning for respect. But the big question now, can this Pistons team actually go all the way? Or do they still need one more big move before the trade deadline to seal the deal? Let's hear it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss what's next. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, Check out one of the videos on your screen right now. See you on the next one.